Alright, YouTube, little Shia's He Will Not Divide Us flag has mysteriously gone missing. I wonder where it went. Oh, that's right, people took it and replaced it with a Trump hat and shirt after they realized where his rural location was. You see, what happened? Shia Labeouf decided to have his He Will Not Divide Us crap in New York. And he got continuously harassed, and then he ended up getting hauled in. He actually got arrested for assault. He should be in prison right now. They shouldn't play favorites with some jackass idiot like Shia. But they will. I mean, he can bribe the cops or whatever, so nobody fucking cares unless he kills someone or rapes him or something like that. So he puts up his live stream in New York, and people constantly harass it, and it basically causes a small-scale riot 24/7 because people know that they're dicking off in front of a live stream sponsored by a kind of celebrity, like a B-lister, I guess you could call him. So they decide to move it because they're like, well, you can't be in New York doing this anymore. We're tired of this crap. So they move it to New Mexico. And they set it up, and within a few days, of course, there's a shooting nearby, so they have to move it again. So then he gets, he feels sad because he realizes that cities are shitholes because of the same policies that he himself supports. So he decides to put it up in a nice rural area out in a field. And he takes the live feed and just aims it up at a flag that says "He will not divide us." And he's like, "Oh well, for the next few years, I guess this is what I'll be doing because cities be damned because they're all a bunch of lawless socialists." Anyway, what he didn't count on is that because it was pointing up at the sky, unfortunately allowed people to look at the planes flying overhead, the time that night falls, honestly, and so forth, as well as the weather patterns and even stars, and they could figure out actually where it was. Mostly by looking at jet contours, because it happened to be aimed up into the sky. And so now his flag has been taken and replaced by Trump merchandise. Now, he shouldn't feel too badly about this. Before he hauls off and tries to sue somebody, he should realize that his flag's worth a lot less than the Trump apparel that got put there in its place, so he should feel like he traded up. At least now he has the hat of the winning candidate, I suppose, instead of the flag of a bunch of idiot whiners. But you can bet he'll probably try again. Now, I wonder what he'll do next. And here's some advice for people. Not that I would condone any criminal action or anything like that, so disclaimer, I'm not. But if he should set it up like in a wooded area or something, look at the rocks and minerals and also the plants and potentially wildlife, and you can get a general idea where something is too. When you're looking at pictures, trying to source them, it helps to have a grasp of plant biology. It's not that difficult. I'm sure there are plenty of people on 4chan that do. So whoever got the flag, of course, an anonymous individual, kudos to you for taking this. That's some balls that it takes right there, number one. And number two, I don't know if you know this, but people are offering you upwards of $5,000 for the flag. They specifically want that one. My recommendation is definitely you should not do that because that would identify who you are potentially and get you arrested for, vandalism or property theft or trespassing or something like that. It'd be better just to take a friggin' picture of it and smear your own shit on it or something like that. It'd be more legendary, too. That would be so funny. This is one of the funniest things happened in a long time. People, sort of the globalist folks, they want to pretend they're high and mighty. Oh, we've got so much intelligence. We're so smart. And yet, within 2 days, he gets outwitted on his supposedly secret flag location number one, which, wasn't even that far away from a main road, so I'm not sure what the fuck he was thinking. Number two, it required people to literally study, like, the movement of jet contours and things like that to figure out actually, literally, where it was. That takes a bit of intelligence, and I'm not sure exactly that people like Shia would have thought of such a solution to a similar problem. So he can go fuck himself, because, this dude's barely a B-lister. Nobody knows who he is, with the exception of "He will not divide us." They know that he's a blowhard who sits there shouting at people that are 6 inches shorter than him and have showed up and barely even said anything. That's what he does for a living. Well, screw Shia. Who cares what he has to say? He's just another rich B-lister. Honestly, he doesn't have to deal with the fallout from the sort of policies that he himself supports, because he leads a sheltered, gated community-style life. So screw off. Who fucking cares what he has to say? Who cares what he thinks? I'm glad about this. Watching him get even slightly inconvenienced is hilarious. This has been happening over and over. He keeps getting outwitted. I can imagine when he's on his own, he sits there shaking and chanting, "He will not divide us," over and over. Oh, he will not divide us. He will not divide us. And then he lets out some sort of like Alex Jones style primal scream. Oh, he will not divide us. He just goes crazy. He goes shrieking naked through his house, pounding on the windows and smashing them out, throwing things around, throwing his shit around. That's what I imagine he does. You know, he's crazy. It's an embarrassment, honestly. None of these urban locations, if he should try to set up a webcam, if I was running a city and he wanted to set up a webcam mine, I'd say, no, fuck yourself. You do it on the outskirts of the city if you're doing it anywhere. You're not going to bring that sort of crap into my city. And then he'd probably try to sue, and I'd say, no, well, you don't understand how things work around here, do you, big boy? It'd be pretty funny. He's just crazy. You know, it's kind of symbolic too, because the idea of taking someone's flag is sort of dates back to ancient times. It's sort of yes, we've certainly got the best of you, almost in a deified sense. It almost ties into the occult here. It's sort of the standard of your god or your pantheon or something like that. Of course, Shia's gods are multiculturalism, violence, homogeneity, trying to destroy national sovereignty, and wanting high taxes to pay for, I don't know, social programs he himself doesn't even really need to utilize. That's sort of his gods. That's the gods of the far left, the social justice warriors, you know, the remaining actual left, not the neoliberals, two totally different things. As far as I know, I think he's more of like a Sanders bleeding heart than he would be a corporate liberal. I could be wrong, but I believe that's the case. He's more of the way out there fringe loony of socialism or something like that. The funny part is, when he does crap like this, he's the one dividing people. Other people over time, left to their own devices, are just going to get along with business. They're just going to go on and do their thing and be Americans. It's people like Shia that try to crack them apart for their own dishonest gain. So I'm glad he's suffering under this right now. But again, my recommendation to whoever has that flag is no, you should not attempt to sell it. It would be potentially dangerous. I don't know that stealing somebody's flag carries a significant punishment. At most, I would assume you'd be looking at petty larceny, maybe in trespassing or something like that, criminal mischief. As far as I know, those are relatively minor misdemeanors on their own. But remember that Shia might try to sue you. That would be the real problem. Oh, yeah, it caused me pain and suffering. I want $1 million. You know, people who whine like that, they tend to do that sort of crap. Just lay low and, you know, keep it as a trophy, I guess, would be my recommendation. Man, it's it's almost surreal to watch this stuff going on. In the current year, oh no, people should respect this sort of crap, says John Oliver as he watches the live stream and just says "drumpf" over and over as his audience shakes, twitches, and laughs uncontrollably. It's essentially what's going on in the comedy world. This is way funnier than anything Colbert or Oliver or any of these other retards have said in a long, long time. That's about all. Peace out.